Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I am super excited to have Lance from Ascent Nutrition. I got some of my products here behind me. Lance, thank you so much for this. I am like, you are a fountain of knowledge. And when I hear you speak, you're speaking my language. This is the first part of like my awakening was 14-15 years ago, waking up to like toxins and the things we're putting in and on our bodies and heavy metals and the importance of like detoxifying and traditional medicine. So thank you so much, Lance. Like when I hear you speak, you're not speaking from a place of trying to sell somebody something. You're coming from a place of like true wisdom, true knowledge, and really wanting to get that information out to people. So thank you.
Thank you, Tanya. I appreciate that. Those are beautiful and kind words. I do appreciate that.
Yeah.
This is what I've been doing for a long time and where my heart's at and what I've been so passionate about learning about and helping myself and helping others and just pushing this information forward.
Yeah, and it shines. You know, I mean, I've seen you on many different people that I follow, but it was when I finally like listened to you speak, like really listened with Jason and Kristen, sorry, I was like, oh wow, like I was totally zoned in. And now every time you're on their show, I'm like, I gotta hear what this guy's gotta say. Last show with the 911 info was amazing. But so I want people to come at this this chat that we're having here with an open mind. Some of these things may not be things that you're used to hearing. If you're seeing a westernized doctor, I highly doubt they speak about a lot of these things. So some people are kind of like, well, I've never heard of this. Why do I need to be taking this? Or but it's like, this is traditional medicine. You know, this is getting at root cause. It's not just a band-aid. You know, I've been out of the westernized medical system for 14-15 years now. So this kind of stuff is my life, is my jam. And I really want to talk to you about mushrooms.
Awesome. Let's do it.
Yeah, you guys have an amazing product, the Majestic Mushrooms, which have 5 of like, if you've gone into the mushroom realm at all, these are the 5 like very hardcore mushrooms to incorporate into your life. Reishi, the king of mushrooms, chaga, lion's mane, maitake, shiitake. And I don't know if, like, I'm sure you have seen the Fantastic Fungi documentary.
I've heard of it and I've seen parts of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Even when I speak about it, it like I get chills through my body because like they say in the movie or like the documentary, I guess, is that mushrooms, they they're the language of nature. And I truly believe, this is my personal belief, but I truly believe that there's a mushroom for every ailment, like any dis-ease, discomfort, disorder. They can really heal the planet. So I really would love to speak to you about mushrooms because mushrooms are, they're the consciousness of nature.
Exactly. You know, so we as humans share more of our DNA in common with mushrooms than we do with plants. And you know, I literally say this all the time when I talk about mushrooms, but it's just one of the most mind-blowing facts that I still hear and speak to this day, which is, you know, 50% of our DNA is in common with mushrooms and only 10% in common with plants.
Yeah.
So you're exactly right, Tanya. Like we've shifted or we're at a place where we're recognizing how important mushrooms are for us and, you know, really understanding that they benefit us as humans, but also the earth, you know, soil remediation, radiation remediation, all sorts of toxin remediation.
Yeah. The cool thing in that movie that I remember, like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, because I unschool my kids now through all this, I was like, oh, we're watching this. This is something we're doing for school. But when they talked about how it's like their system is like a computer system. like how they connect underground. And it's literally like every step you take when you are walking upon the earth, you are connecting to mushrooms. And it's just like you said, it's like it doesn't, I can never get enough information about mushrooms, and it's just always evolving, always growing. I'm learning more and more like every day about them. And when I hear you talk, it's just like, again, it's more and more information coming in. um, so I'd love to hear some of the things that you would like to share, of some of the things that you find mushrooms are beneficial for.
Yeah, definitely. So I'll start talking about the lion's mane mushroom because that's, for me, the most exciting one, or one of the most exciting ones to talk about. It's the first mushroom that I really started taking,
Okay.
medicinally and therapeutically. I started really getting into neurogenesis and brain enhancement and cognitive functioning and just really how to optimize that. And I learned about a couple proteins, NGF, nerve growth factor, and BDNF, brain derived neurotrophic factor. And those are stimulated or upregulated through a couple compounds found in lion's mane mushroom. And that lion's mane, like, it looks like a brain, looks like a lion's like head, so to speak.
Yeah.
And like it literally looks like what it's doing for us, which is repairing the brain and nervous system and helping us in different ways, with that. So it's quite crazy. And when I started learning about it, I started taking it in the tincture form,
Mhm.
and I started feeling benefits. And I was doing other things at the time. I started taking rhodiola, rosea, a couple other herbs, lipoic acid. And so it was a combination of things for sure that was stimulating my mind and brain in new ways. But I was definitely, and still definitely, feel the effects of lion's mane when I take it. And it's like, it's a really good mushroom to take for studying, for focus, for memory, for clarity. Um,
I
a lot
call
of
lion's mane the think mushroom.
exactly. It really is.
It totally is. And I have a really big connection to lions and to Lyra, Sirius and stuff. So I always find that lion's mane is like it. I'm meant to take lion's mane.
Yes, yes. I've literally felt the same thing. I'm a Leo rising, and
Oh,
just the
I'm a
lion
Leo
energy.
rising too.
Awesome, awesome. That energy, the Leo energy, the fire energy, the lion energy, it's good. And I've literally felt the same thing. I'm not even just saying that when I came across this stuff and started feeling it, like, I felt like, all right, this is meant for me for sure. And I mean, obviously many others, but I'm meant to be taking this.
Yeah, and it's again like you getting into the Leo aspect of it, which again I love talking about astrology and stuff, and like the sun, right? Leo is the sun, and that's when you think about like source and the great sun being source. This is all stuff that comes from source. It's a gift from Mother Gaia that comes up from the ground. We help to grow mushrooms as well. Like it is so amazing. So sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
No, no,
that part's
yeah, no, that's good for sure. And the reishi, the mushroom of immortality, they call it. And in Chinese medicine, they use it for a lot of things, but in
yeah,
particular, cardiovascular health and sleep and stress.
yeah,
Uh, call it like the anti-stress mushroom,
yeah.
because of that. And it's impacting the nervous system in different ways, similar to lion's mane in terms of the neurogenic aspects, but very interesting and like just an amazing mushroom. And I've used reishi also pretty much the same amount of time. Like, right after I learned about lion's mane, I thought, okay, what other mushrooms out there are good for me to take? So
That was my gateway mushroom. Was the I know if I'm saying it right, reishi. I feel it's
yeah,
like tomato
yeah,
kind of
yeah, I
thing.
think
But
so.
I actually, I'll be honest, I just switched over from my reishi coffee to your guys' coffee here. So
Awesome. Thank you.
that's
Thank
been
you.
I have been drinking the reishi coffee for a while, and lion's mane. I kind of switched between the two of them, but I had to try your guys' coffee, and I'm enjoying it. And I'm enjoying like the coffees that I had were like a packet, and I'm a coffee snob. Like, I am. I'll just be honest about it. So I'm really picky about coffee, and I'm loving this coffee. Like, I'm loving the bold taste of it. I got the your guys's the bold, like the dark, and the beans, because I really love to make it fresh, and I do it through the AeroPress. So yeah, to digress again, sorry.
No worries. No,
Back to mushrooms.
it's amazing. And that's a great way to do it, combining the mushrooms with the coffee. I mean, clearly there's products that are already made like that. But we definitely encourage people to do that.
Mhm.
I mean, we have capsules, obviously. So
Yeah.
take the capsules with the coffee, and
With the
it's definitely
coffee.
a great cognitive, synergistic combination.
Yeah. Mhm. And then some of the other chaga. Chaga is a huge, huge one, especially right now. Not giving medical advice, but to help with some of the things we have going around. Chaga is a
Exactly.
big one.
Definitely. And it's one of nature's highest sources of SOD, superoxide dismutase, which is an antioxidant that naturally occurs within the body. And it's like glutathione and SOD are the two major ones. And we need to, if we can get SOD in the diet, that's great. And chaga mushrooms is the way to do that. Melons are a good source. And certain strains of algae are a great source of SOD as well. But the chaga for sure, like it's so powerful for, I mean, really all systems, but the brain, the cardiovascular, detox, immune, helping with a lot of things that we both know about and we both wish we could go deeper on.
Yeah,
And at some point we will be able to. We'll definitely be able to talk openly and freely on
yeah.
how these things are actually addressing the body.
I agree. Yeah. And do your research, people. Like, what you're hearing here, like, go deep. I really encourage you to go deep into mushrooms and to like really take in what Lance is saying here, because like he said, there are things we can't really say right now because of censorship. But I truly believe there's a time coming soon where we are going to be able to openly speak about this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And then Mataki and Shiitake. I love
Yeah.
saying this too.
So the maitake, that's great for blood sugar support. There's a name that they call it. It's slipping my mind. I'm trying to remember it at the moment, but there's a name that different mycologists and different practitioners will call maitake. But basically, it's regulating blood sugar,
Mhm.
and it helps with. I mean, again, a lot of things I wish we could talk about and go deep on. Starts with the C word.
Yeah.
Or a C. But just when blood sugar is balanced and stabilized, then the cell typically can do what it needs to do and not replicate endlessly, and it dies off when it needs to, and you just create healthy processes in the body with maitake. So, and shiitake I know is like a great liver one. It's great for the skin too. So yeah, it's a very
Detoxifying.
potent combination. Say it again.
I just saying detoxifying, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
and it's a gentle, like it's not a crazy detoxifier. So
right.
yeah, yeah. I love this. I love being I could talk about mushrooms probably for hours and just learn about them. Like every time I hear you speak, there's more and more that I'm getting in. And I know we're limited to some time here. I want to move into ashwagandha, because I work at a naturopath, traditional Chinese medicine doctor's office. If I do encourage this as well, if you've never seen, a naturopath or traditional Chinese medicine doctor, I encourage you to check one out, to talk to them, to ask them questions, they really get at root cause. And something that we see quite a lot right now within these last 3 years is stress, anxiety, uh, like low energy, people having issues with sleeping, all these things. I mean, obviously, with what's been going on, it's, people are traumatized, right? We've gone through a horrific, but also at the same time, a really amazing 3 years. Like there's a lot of good that has come out of this, which I choose now to focus on all the good that has come out of it. but ashwagandha, like this herb, it's an ancient herb. It helps your adrenals, and I would love to hear you speak about ashwagandha, because I don't know if I've heard you speak about it yet.
Yeah, I really haven't done that a whole lot. So they call it Indian ginseng as well. And that ashwagandha, it's very powerful as, like you said, an adrenal tonic, helping with stress and the stress response. It helps to mitigate cortisol release. There's a couple compounds in there that are really studied, witholinides, witholinide A and B, I believe. And these compounds actually exert these effects. So it's like a stress relieving effect. It helps with cortisol response, within the glandular system. It's also very strong as a nootropic, so a brain enhancing and cognitive supportive herb. A lot of people do use it for mental clarity and focus, also like that stress relieving aspect, and really just helping in those different ways. Also just getting work done, like physical work. It's
Yeah.
a great sports enhancement herb too.
Yeah. And I'll even go as far as to say, if any of you are in a partnership or relationship, it's really good for
Definitely.
boosting things.
Yes. Yes.
As well as male, like infertility in ancient times. This is what males used to help with their sperm and infertility. So it's an amazing herb. Like,
It is.
it is one that I do usually recommend that people kind of slowly integrate, because it is adjusting your adrenals and giving you that natural energy. And I do know sometimes people can find it's like sometimes too much if they just like jump into like taking more than one a day, or like I always say, take one a day, more in the morning, and see how you're doing. Again, this is just my personal experience and seeing people using it more. I really like the fact that you guys use the black pepper extract in combination in this with this herb, just to help kind of with the performance in the body, and to help your body increase the absorption of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I just it's anything else that you'd like to share about ashwagandha at all, or
It's one of the most popular herbs. I worked in a health food store before, and it was commonly, like, just always one of the herbs that's always selling.
yeah.
It's a staple that people know about and are learning more and more about. So it's, very easily accessible, and, we've got a nice one. It's organic. We got the black pepper, we're happy with that. And it does very well for us too. A lot of people use it and are continuing to use it.
Yeah. And that's what I love. Like, so, I mean, I've got access to pretty much all the things that are on your site. I have access through to my work, but I have so much respect for you and your company and the way that you guys source things, the information you're putting out there, that I have been, purchasing things because I really not only want to support you guys, but I really believe in your products and the way that you source them as well. Like, I've heard you speak about, we'll have to do another show sometime and get into pine, the way
Yes.
that you guys source the pine, and not just the pine. I know that you guys do this in all of your sourcing as well. But you even just mentioned like the organic aspect. Your guys' product is clean. Like, it's like when you speak about even the algae, the DHA, the way you extract the water extract, like these are the things that when I've heard you speak, it's like I'm almost like waiting to be like, okay, what is he gonna say about this? And then it's just like, man, yes, like, yes. Like, and I mean, not saying I don't know all the things. I'm not trying to say that I know all the things. I've learned so much from you. And it's just, these are things from, like I said, from my experience of the last 14, 15 years. I used to own a store called Precious Earth. So I've done a lot of research that was always like, I would never bring a product in unless I researched it, how it was sourced, where it came from, what were their ethics, and with you, that when I heard you speak and I looked into your company more, there was no question. it was so awesome to be able to find you. And yeah.
Thank you, Tanya. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. I know we're going to stick to about a half hour today. Is there anything before we close out that you would like to share with people? We're definitely going to do another show sometime.
Yeah, definitely. I think like what you said, maybe halfway through, just research and dig deep, because that's how I've learned. Like I don't have any, like I've done schooling for this, but it's not like my degree didn't teach me really any of this stuff. So, it is self-taught, but of course, learning from practitioners and doctors and having conversations like this is how we learn. This is how we all learn. So, I also encourage people dig deep, ask questions, look more, and just understand what you're putting in your body from a nutritional standpoint and just every product, because we really are in times where the darkness is collapsing and the light is rising beautifully, and more people are going to be seeking these answers out, and it's us that need to have the answers for them.
I agree 1000%, as Jason would say.
Yes, yes.
I've totally adopted as that.
Same here.
Yeah, I appreciate that, because I sometimes have people ask me like, well, what kind of schooling do you have, or where do you get this information from? And a lot of it is self-taught, from gathering information, doing research, listening to people like you, or the amazing naturopaths and TCMs that I work with. But it's all about asking the questions. And that's the biggest thing with my kids being at home, I just keep telling, ask questions, ask so many questions, always question everything. So yeah,
Exactly.
what an amazing message to end with, Lance. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tanya. This was beautiful. I really enjoyed this, and let's continue to do more, and we'll go deeper on some of these other products too.
Yes, I'm so like, there were so many, I was like, where do I start? There's so many products that I want to ask him about. And if anybody is interested, I do have links to how you can order any of the products that we spoke about, but as well, I highly encourage you to take a look at all the amazing products that Lance has on the Ascent Nutrition. So that will be in the description in the video here. So Lance, thank you so much. I
Thank you, Tanya.
appreciate being able to reschedule this interview as well.
Definitely.
I hope you have an amazing day, and I look forward to speaking again.
Yes, same here. Thank you, Tanya. This is beautiful.
Thank you. Many blessings to all of you. Have an amazing day.